Welcome back to the Oakland Athletics franchise, here for another edition of the Prospect Profile, a mini-series we do here within the Athletics franchise, where we go over top prospects throughout the A's organization from AA Midland up to AAA Nashville. Last time we went over shortstop Richie Martin in AAA, who has since been traded to the Miami Marlins, but now we are going to go over him stay in AAA for Alfredo Ortiz, an outfielder in the Athletics organization. Alfredo Pasta Ortiz is a center fielder, at least he's listed as a center fielder. He can play all the outfield positions, so he's technically listed as a center fielder, but he's probably more suited to be a corner outfielder, as we'll get into in a bit. He bats lefty, he throws righty, he stands 5'8", 165 pounds, so he's a shorter guy, he's a skinnier guy, he's not exactly the biggest guy out there in the outfield, not exactly the biggest guy in the entire field either. He's 24 years old, and he's out of the Dominican Republic, and before I move any further, Alfredo Ortiz is a guy who we did not draft, we did not trade for this guy. This is a guy we picked up in free agency because whatever team signed him or whatever team drafted him did not want to bring him back. So Alfredo Ortiz is now going to be a part of the Athletics organization, and he's with the AAA Nashville Sounds now, doing pretty good in the season. As far as Ortiz's scouting profile goes, he is an all-around good bat. That's basically his best attribute, is he can hit. He can flat out hit. He can hit for average. He's got some pop, probably going to be like a 20 home run type player. And he could probably hit about 280. He's definitely an above-average bat. He's going to be able to get on base as well. He's going to be able to hit in the clutch. He's not going to be able to miss pitches because he has bad vision. He's just an all-around great bat, or a good to great bat. He's a decent fielder, which is where he kind of gets iffy in the field. I mean, he has about a 60 fielding with like a high 50s, low 60s, like throwing power, I think. And his reaction is a bit low, so he's probably more suited to be a center left fielder or a right fielder, especially since the fact that he's pretty slow for center field. He's not exactly a speed demon on the base path. He's not exactly a guy who gets the ball quickly. So center field is probably not where he's going to stay, but I would probably say most likely he's best suited as a left fielder. But right now he is listed as a center fielder, but he probably will shift over to left field at some point in his career. And durability could be an issue as well with him, as he doesn't exactly have the highest durability. It's in the mid-50s, so he could have some pretty severe injuries in his career, some pretty lengthy injuries, but they are hoping that does not happen, as Alfredo Ortiz is a pretty darn good hitting prospect who could make his way up to the big leagues just if he keeps hitting like he is right now in AAA. As far as Ortiz's attributes go, like I said, his bat is where it's at. He has a 73 contact versus righties, 62 versus lefties, 63 power versus righties, 62 versus lefties, 53 vision, 65 discipline, 69 clutch, 65 bunt, 55 durability. And then, like I said, durability gets a bit iffy. It's a little low. It's not exactly as low as some other guys we've had, but it's still not exactly where you want it to be. Fielding also a bit iffy. 63 fielding, 62 arm strength is pretty decent, but the 47 arm accuracy and 50 reaction is pretty meh. While the speed, like I said, he's not exactly the quickest guy, so he's probably best suited to be a left fielder. He only has 55 speed with 67 stealing, so he's not going to be a guy in the base path who's stealing a ton of bases. He's not going to be a guy who's tracking down balls 30-plus feet in the outfield either. Now, with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for the prospect profile for AAA outfielder Alfredo Ortiz, Alfredo Pasta Ortiz. I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.